Hello and welcome back. By now, you should have finished coding all the other direction buttons, right? So your code should look something like this. Move up, move right, move down, move left. Yeah. So the only difference is the offset has changed. So if you play your maze game, so you click the reset button, now you can move up, you can move left, you can move down, and you can move right. Now if you notice, I called it a maze game, correct? What is a maze game if you have no maze, correct? So let's use the color black, okay, to denote the walls of the maze. Okay, so let's draw first of all a border around, from column A all the way to column AA, from rows 2 all the way to row 21. Or if your screen is very small, then you can use a smaller row. But all we need to do is to draw a maze. Now I'm going to draw one over here. Feel free to copy it, or if you like, draw your own maze. Then you have fun making your own game. It's your own design. Okay, as you can see, I've drawn this maze. Now let's just add one more thing. Okay, so black denotes the walls, and we'll use red, okay, to denote the exit of the maze. Okay, so let's just put a red square over here. Now make sure your character can actually get to the end of the maze. Okay, so we go back to our amazing spreadsheet, and what do? We click the reset button. Ta-da! Now we have the maze. Now we have the red color square as the end point, and we have our character, right? Now here's the thing. Right now we actually have no code to tell the character to not walk into walls. So what's going to happen if I click the move up button? Oh, it walked into the wall. It walked through the wall. In fact, it's clearing the wall, just smashing through, like, smash, wall, ha ha ha. That's not much of a game if you're just smashing walls everywhere you go, correct? So what can we do? We need to put code to tell the thing, our character, not to walk into a wall. Basically, the idea is this. If the square in front of you is black, then don't move. Maybe output, hey, there's a wall over here, If it's not black, which is the else, right? Then what do? Then we move, correct? So how do we translate this logic into VBA code? So I'm just going to demonstrate for the move up button, okay? So as usual, okay, we right click the move up button, assign macro, and we click edit, okay? So this is the chunk of code right now. What do we need to do? Remember, we need to check if the square ahead is black. So how do we write that? Well, we kind of already know how to do that, right? So we need to write if the square ahead, so the offset of the current selection. So selection dot offset, okay, above is -1, 0, right? But what do we want to do? We're not going to select, so it can't be selection dot offset dot select. It's not also the value, right? So it's not selection dot value. We want to check the color, right? So it should be if selection dot offset -1, 0 dot interior dot color. So if the square above has the color VB black, then what do? Then we will say message box wall ahead, or you can write something else if you want to, like, "Oi, don't walk into the wall," something like that. So now we have our message. Okay, what's next? Else, if it's not black, correct? So else, what do we need to do? Move, right? And if you remember, all this stuff here is the instruction to move. So what do? Let's just indent that, highlight the whole thing, press the tab button to indent it. And what's next? Is that all? So if we try, okay, we move up, error. What's this? Block if without an if. What does it mean? Remember, we have an if over here, we have an else, we are missing our and if. So we need to type and if. Okay, then again, remember, Excel, there's an error, so Excel is confused, doesn't know how to proceed, so we need to press the reset button. But here, the yellow highlight is gone, so now we try. Okay, we reset the game. Okay, now we click move up. Wall ahead. So then it can't move, right? But what happens if this is not a wall anymore? Let's turn this white color. Okay, so if we move up, now we can move. So we have already successfully coded the instructions on not walking into the wall. So if in front is black, don't move. If it's not black, then we move. Okay, pause the video right now. I need you to change the code for the other direction buttons. Move right, move down, move left. So what do we need to do? We just need to add this little chunk over here, right? If the cell ahead, but we need to change the offset value. So move right is not -1, 0, right? Move right will be 0, 1. So anyway, I'll leave you, so pause the video now, and I'll leave you to do the other direction buttons, and click play to resume once you are done, okay? I'll wait for you, don't worry. Alright, so have you done the rest of your code? So now your move up, move right, move down, move left should look like this, right? All very similar, the only difference is that the offset value has changed, right? So as you can see, we have all this. So if we reset the game, okay, now we can, if you try to move up, oh, there's a wall. How about if you want to move right? Again, there's a wall, right? So I can move left, okay, because there's no wall, I can now move right, I can go down, right? Okay, very good. So I can move around the maze like this, okay? But what's going to happen once I reach the red color square? Will I win the game? So if I walk into the red color square, oh, nothing happens. In fact, if I move left, the red square is gone. Oh, what happened? Now, let me explain why the red square is gone first, okay? Because when I go into where the red square used to be, what happens? I replace the color red with the color green, yeah? And when I move left, what happens? I am initiating the code that, so let's look at the move left code, right? So it's not a wall, the square on the left is not black. So what do? So I clear the face, I turn the current green square white, and then I transform the next square, the square on the left, I put a face there and I turn it green. So that's why the red square has disappeared. So what is the problem now? I don't have code to end the game when I touch the red square. Oh, that's a problem, isn't it? So what do I need to do to win, to allow the player to win the game? Okay, so let's go back to our simplified pseudocode from just now, right? Just now we wrote, if the square in front is black, then output wall ahead, else move, and if, right? Now, we don't have anything to deal with the red square. So we can nest another if like this. If the square in front is black, then output wall ahead. Else, now we put a nested if, right? If the square in front is red, then move, win game. Else, move, right? Then we end if, and then we end if, right? Because we have a if in an if, right? So two end ifs. Now, so as a tree diagram, we can draw it like this, yeah? So one branch, like that, like that, like that. Now, if you notice, we're just checking what is the color of the square. If it's black, don't move. If it's red, you win the game. If it's neither black nor red, then we move as per normal. Notice how this is not just a simple yes, no anymore. So we can actually simplify our tree diagram like this. So actually, I'm teaching you something new now, okay? A more advanced form of tree diagram. So instead of just asking yes, no questions, we can ask what is the color of the square ahead? And if it's black, then we say wall ahead and we don't do anything. If it's red, then we move and win the game. And if it's any other color, we just have to move. Yeah? So now our tree diagram, instead of having just 2 branches, we can have 3 branches. Yeah? Or more if you want to. But here's the thing, how do we write this as an if conditional? Because so far all I've taught you is if else, and then you can put an if in the if, or you can put an if in the else, right? How do we do this 3 possible outcome kind of scenario? There is this thing called the else if. Translating our tree diagram, okay, where we check is it black, is it red, or other colors, right? So our pseudocode can now look like this. If the square in front is black, then output wall ahead. Else, if the square in front is red, then move and output win. Else, that means any other color, our third possibility, just move. And if. Notice, because there's only one if, there's only one and if. So now the question is, how do we modify our VBA code to reflect this new else if thing? Okay, so let's go back to our code. So you notice here we have if, the selection, offset, blah, blah, blah. So what can we do? We add one more. Else if selection dot offset -1 0 dot interior dot color equals to VB red. Then what do? We will move and then we say win game. Okay, so since we're just moving, we can copy the code from just now. Okay, and we paste it here. And since we win the game, right, let's just change the smiley face. It's not just like that, but like that, right? It's a smile, big smile. So let's do this. And we want to announce that you have won the game, right? So message box, you have won the game. Okay, so I've demonstrated how to do the move up button, alright? So I invite you now to pause the video and do likewise for the other direction buttons. You know, move right, move down, move left. Yeah? Let's add this else if the next square is red, okay? Pay attention to the offset values, okay? Because we need to adjust the offset to match, right? So yeah, pause the video. I'll wait for you. Don't worry. Alright, are you done? Okay, so let's look at the code, okay? Let me just run through with you. If you did it correctly, it should look like this, right? So your move up button, which I demonstrated, right? You notice if the square, if offset is -1 0 black, else if offset -1 0 red, right? Then you notice the offset is consistent. It's all -1 0, -1 0, -1 0, -1 0. If we do for move right, it will be 0, 1, because 0, 1 is to go right, correct? Again, your move down, offset is 1, 0. Notice how I change all my offsets, it's 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. Move left is 0, minus 1. Again, notice that I consistently change my offset values. So if your code is correct, what's going to happen? Well, if we move our character around in the maze, okay, then it should work as expected. So let's just try playing our character. Okay, we will move our character towards the red square, alright? So let's do that. Okay, so now our character is right next to the red square. You remember the red square is the endpoint, right? Oh, moment of truth. What's going to happen? So pay attention to the green character, okay? Now I'm going to click the move right button. And what happens? Ta-da! My character moved into the red square, and you notice the face went from 2. Right, and you get the message. You have won the game. Oh, isn't that amazing? And there you have it. You have coded your first computer game on Excel. Isn't that amazing? So funny. Anyway, so I welcome you to make the most amazing, interesting maze. There are some wonderful things you can try. So try to amaze me. Okay, the best maze that you submit. Okay, I will give you a prize, alright? What is the prize? I'll leave it a secret, but I'll tell you, it's a very, very generous prize. So amaze me, your amazing maze, okay? Bye!